Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us for this edition of the Morning Coffee Podcast. Gonna give you guys like 2 minutes to come on in here. All right, gonna give you guys 2 minutes to come on in here. I'm going to get the link. Okay, we got the link. All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. This morning, it's kind of dark. It's raining, so I'm feeling like it's nighttime. I'm here in the studio, and it's a little it's bright in the studio for my studio lights, but I feel like it's nighttime still. Long night last night. Editing some video, preparing for today's podcast. Morning Coffee Live. Haven't been live in a while with the Morning Coffee podcast. We were live last night for the Vote 2020. Thank you so much to everyone that joined us for the Vote 2020 with Dr. Joe Maddox and Bryant. All right, guys. So remember, get out there and vote. Continue to vote. We gotta show up at the polls this 2020 election and continue to wear your mask and practice social distancing the best way that you can. All right. We got to continue to take this thing serious. All right, guys. All right. So I have a special guest in the building this morning. All right. Good friend of mine. I consider her family. Grew up with her family, and she is. I've known her since she was little, from birth actually, and she has grown up into a beautiful, young, talented, and gifted young woman. Very strong Black African American woman, and I am here to support her new endeavor. She wrote a new book entitled She Speaks, a collection of poems, prayers, letters, and thoughts. All right. So I want to bring her on this podcast this morning. Kymora Trinity, how are you?
Good morning. It's so good to be here. Thank you for having me. You definitely know me since birth. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I think your mom had a picture of me holding you when you were a baby or something like that when I used to play the drums at church.
yeah,
So it's been a long time, but I'm happy for you. Happy that you are succeeding in life, that you are, you're in college right now, right?
yes,
And
I'm actually at the University of the Arts in Philadelphia right now, but
okay.
virtual homeschool.
Yeah. I think that's the best place for you. Being home is more comfortable.
Yes.
You're not having to worry about people giving you the coronavirus and all that foolishness. Because this is some crazy times. I never thought I would live to see something like this. Never crossed my mind.
Yeah.
A
I feel
pandemic.
like the pandemic definitely has been like a shift of reality for all of us right now.
Yeah. This is a big dose of reality. It's like sometimes I think about what the year started with. You know what I'm saying? Like the first thing that really happened this year that I was like, man, this is a crazy start off to the year is when Kobe Bryant died.
Yep.
I think that was like in late January, I believe.
Yeah, late January, early February.
Yeah, I think it was like January. I know it was on a Sunday because I was at church. It was on a Sunday, and it was just crazy. And then the COVID came in March, and
Yeah.
it's just been downhill. All the stuff with the president, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's a lot to deal with.
2020 vision, literally.
Yeah, but there is a saying that they have on Facebook right now. People are producing in a pandemic, and this speaks to you producing in a pandemic. You came out
Yes.
with this book in the midst of a pandemic, so this is a great accomplishment. It would have been easy to do this with no pandemic, nothing happening this year, but the fact that you came out with this during this whole global pandemic, it's a testament to your strength and your tenacity and your perseverance. So kudos to
Thank
you.
you.
And everybody
Thank
go
you
pick
so
up this book.
much.
You're welcome. Everybody needs to go pick up this book. You can get this on Amazon. All right, Amazon.com. I will leave a link in the description for you to pick up this book. I have to put the link in there after the show though, but it'll be there. but you can just type in She Speaks. You can even type in Kymora Trinity. If you type in Kymora Trinity in Amazon, the book will come up. That's exactly what I did. That's how I was able to purchase the book. Pretty easy. All right. All right. So before we get started, we just gonna play this intro music right here because we have this awesome intro that was created by Aclea V, music artist, lovely young lady. I want to thank her for creating this music intro for us. So here is the music intro.
Yeah. Sipping on that tea, but I need something thicker. Quench my thirst and give me a little kicker like that Black News Undisputed. I like that morning comfy, no cream with no sugar. Strong black and bloated, that's a fact. Reason why I keep coming back. So serve me up with that morning coffee. So serve me up with that morning coffee.
Yeah. I really like that intro.
That's really dope. I love the wordplay.
Yeah. Yeah, she's very talented. She created the music and then wrote the words to it. I asked her if she could write me. I found her on Instagram. You know, she's a spoken word artist. So I asked her to just create something for me and she did, and I love it. So gotta support our people, you know. That's what it's all about. Gotta support our people. So what are your so you know, we're in a global pandemic. As I said, this is not something I've ever thought I would live to see. What are your thoughts on this whole COVID-19?
COVID definitely came out of nowhere, while at the same time, it's definitely changed my life personally. I lost my grandfather to COVID early on when the season began. So that really kind of put things in perspective for me, in terms of how short life is and how quick people can go, but also how important it is to live in the moments and live in the times that we're in now, regardless of how dark they may feel or seem. There's always something better, there's always something more, and just the need to keep going and having the grit to keep going is what's important right now, and really honing in on what it means to lean on God in times where like everything is uncertain. So COVID's really been a reality and a religion check for me.
Right. Yeah. COVID is you know, we have lost a lot of great people. Your grandfather was one of the strongest men that I have known. You know what I'm saying? That was a loss, man.
Tiny but mighty.
Yeah. This thing has really put a lot of things in perspective. There's been so many losses with everybody, and you know, the fact that, you know, we have a president right now that's not he's not taking this whole thing serious. You know what I'm saying? Maybe him taking this thing serious would have saved way more lives that were lost.
Yes.
You know, but it's already happened. It's done now. You know, that's why I'm like, we need to get to the polls, and I don't know what's gonna happen with this election. I don't know if he's gonna win or not. You know what I'm saying? I kind of feel like the government or the powers that be, because I feel like there's always a power higher than the president that's probably controlling him, you know, that really makes the rules. They already know who they want to win. So I'm not going to be surprised if he wins, you know.
It's definitely needing to like prepare yourself mentally, emotionally, and financially for whatever may happen next Tuesday.
Yeah. We really have to do that. We really gotta be prepared. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, as they talk about in the Bible, you know, living in the last days and all this kind of stuff. These are signs of the times, as they say. You know, they've been saying this since I was a baby. They were saying it when you were a baby, and my kids were babies, and they're kids.
Yeah.
But what, you know,
it's all unfolding.
It's just gonna keep going. But it's like everything is coming together slowly, but we're actually seeing stuff. You know, we're seeing the actual signs. You know, and it's crazy, but we gotta be prepared. You know, we gotta start buying our canned goods. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you got a lot of
toilet paper all over again.
Yeah, we gotta have all of that because you know, with this whole vaccine, they're gonna start trying to give us this vaccine. They're gonna start trying to force a vaccine on us. I'm not taking no vaccine. I would encourage you, don't take no
Yeah,
vaccine.
no.
Don't take no vaccine because they need somebody to test it on. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like right now, my kids ain't going to school. My kids are staying home, and for
Mhm.
the foreseeable future, I might do homeschooling for the rest of their life until I know for sure that this whole coronavirus, because this ain't going nowhere. No
Yeah,
time.
it'll be here for a little bit. Yeah. I feel like when it comes to the vaccine and the testing, it's very discouraging how quickly they're able to push everything onto the Black community before anybody else. And the way in which that in itself is just like extremely terrifying, how they're willing to like test us out before they test anything else.
Yeah, that's because they don't care about us, of course, obviously.
They've
So
made that
yeah,
clear.
and of course they're gonna make it seem like they're doing something for us. They'll probably make it
Mhm.
seem like, oh, see, we care about the Black community. That's why we're gonna give you the vaccine first.
It's like, where was this care in March when majority of our population was slowly one by one needing hospitals, needing ventilations? Our communities were not being helped in the way that they needed to be or should have been. Whether it be financing or just resources, our access was denied completely.
Yep. Even with the stimulus check, you give us $1,200 one time. It's like, what is that gonna
Yeah.
do? You might as
It's
well
like,
not give
especially
it
for
to us.
family sizes, communities, like every household is set up differently. Especially out here in New York, everybody's household is set up differently. So everybody's needs, some need more than others.
Yeah. We gotta pray. We gotta be prayerful,
Definitely.
but we have also with prayer we have to use
Be proactive.
wisdom and proactive. Yes, we gotta take action. As they say,
Yes.
faith without works is dead. So we gotta,
Put the work in.
get out there and don't just pray and don't do nothing because that ain't gonna help. So
Right.
and be proactive with continuing to wear a mask and everything. You know, the regular mask, I don't like the mask, but I have like this gator mask that I put over, goes over my
Hmm.
head. So I
The
got
slide
that.
on, hold up
Yeah,
ones.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then in honor of Chadwick Boseman, I ordered this Black Panther gator.
Nice. Wakanda forever, literally.
You know what I'm saying? That was a loss too. That was like kind of crazy too. It was like,
Yes. I
like
was at work when I found out, and being an artist and being around so many performing artists, we definitely felt that hit very hard as a community, just because so many Black men that are coming up in the industry looked up to him so much, not only for his roles that he played, but the way in which he just kept going, even under his condition. So it's
yeah,
just to lose someone who became the face of the Black community for young Black boys and young Black actors is just, it was literally heartbreaking because he was so young.
yeah. And the fact that he was doing all of those movies that he produced
Mhm.
while having cancer is like crazy.
It's like
And,
the fight never ends for us. Like we always, that's one thing that's like in our DNA is like resilience, perseverance, and determination.
yeah. And I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and he was saying it's like crazy that people, somebody so good, like all these good people are dying, but people
Hmm.
like Donald Trump, that is like they get to just be alive and well and just you
They
know
get the Rona and they're still alive and well.
yeah
Very
yeah
interesting.
yeah. Some people may think conspiracy, like maybe he didn't really have it, but we have to realize too that he does have a lot of power.
Resources
He has
and power.
plenty resources. So what I'm saying, if they really gave the same resources to him that they gave to if they give it to a regular person, maybe
Hmm.
it would help. Maybe it would have helped, but we don't really know. We don't know what to believe. We can only believe what the
Right.
media tells us. They keep saying
Yeah.
something over and over and over and over and over again so many times. That's what they're putting in our head. So yep. So hey,
Yes.
Christina is on. Hey, how are you?
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us this morning. Yes. So, Black Lives Matter. You are a young African American woman. What is your take on the Black Lives Matter movement, the protesting, the violence against African Americans in this country? What is your viewpoint?
I, growing up, I was very much so aware of police brutality as it pertains to the Black community. One of my very first like encounters with it was Sean Bell's murder, and I think I was maybe about 9 or 10 when that had happened. And that was just something that stuck with me from middle school to high school to even now, realizing like this has been a thing for years that goes back beyond the 2000s. Like this has been a part of our history that doesn't get spoken about, that doesn't get touched on. And it's, I don't know what the word is, like disappointed, but I guess it's disappointed and disgusted with the way in which everything has been handled thus far, and the fact that even when things reach the media, when there's clearly video footage of situations, that justice still isn't served in favor of Black bodies, and the way in which Black bodies are constantly criminalized. And that mere criminalization is the reason in which why so many Black bodies are being left on the ground. And it starts with a thought process, and it starts with power. It starts with understanding that as a police officer, as anyone in power, you are not judge, jury, or executor. You're supposed to de-escalate situations. You're supposed to operate in a way in which not hinders lives or takes lives, but saves lives. It's supposed to be a preventative force, not a destructive force. And I feel like that's something that has been lost in the development of the system, but also it takes a lot of people to recognize that the system has been flawed from the beginning. So it's really a drastic and difficult question of how do we build ourselves back up and where do we go from here? Because the system has been in place for so many years. The history is messy, literally. And as a Black woman, it has definitely been overwhelming to see how often Black women, Black trans women, and Black men are just literally being tossed to the streets in a way in which dehumanizes not only our bodies now, but my thing for me as a young woman who eventually will be in a relationship and eventually be married and have kids is this the future that my children are going to have to see? And what are the changes that are required now in order for them to live their life without having fear of their lives?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I definitely agree, because the whole policing thing started with slave patrolling.
slave catchers, yeah.
Yeah, so that's where it really from. So if they were, pinpointed to catch Black people, it's like the
It's
whole system
all
has
built
not
in the
been.
system.
Yeah, so it's not been revised to say, okay, when slavery's over, so now we're just really gonna
Yeah,
protect everybody. Now you do have some good cops, you have some good police officers that are there to really do their job and help everybody. But majority
definitely.
of the ones that are police officers, they, and this is another thing about police officers. Sometimes police officers are men that were probably bullied in school. They had low self-esteem coming up. They were probably the nerd. They were probably fat and chubby and got made fun of, and they just had a bad
And
childhood.
having the slightest power.
Yeah, so now they got a little power. They got a gun. They have, and it's like it's a mental thing. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of crazy that you can get a gun so easy. It's like way easier to get a gun than it is to get a driver's license.
Yes. And that's the system's biggest flaw, honestly. I feel like when it comes to gun control, no one has taken it seriously, going back to like stepping out of police brutality, but even school shootings, there's still access to guns when you have young boys and girls who are in preschool, middle school being like, it doesn't make sense. The prioritization of gun control is very questionable. I love how we're more concerned about China and trading, but yet our own country is literally falling apart and nothing's being done.
Yeah, it's sad. It's so sad. You know what I'm saying? Just like you said about you having children one day. You know what I'm saying? Are we still going to be in this predicament? I don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My kids, I never taught them about race. You know what I'm saying? They have white friends when they were going to school, and I would let them go to a birthday party. That my girls had their birthday party. I bring invite their friends.
Hmm.
No race. We didn't teach them about that. But when George Floyd died, it's like everything's all over the TV. Everything they can't
Yeah.
help but see
The
it. So
exposure.
I have to tell them. I have to talk to them about it. But it's like I never wanted to. I wanted them to just have their own mindset. You know what I'm saying? I love everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like even when you talk about the LGBTQ community, you know what I'm saying? It's like whether someone is a gay or lesbian, whatever, or transgender, whatever, I don't care. It's like I love if you're my friend, you my family. I have family members that are part of the LGBTQ community.
It's all about your heart.
I love
Yeah.
them. I love them anyway. You know what I'm saying? I can't sit here and try to preach to them or try to condemn them, because a lot of times the church condemns, especially the church will condemn someone that is gay or lesbian and don't show them love when God is about love. So it's like we
Yep.
need to just love everybody and just know that you never know when you need somebody too. So it's like I just feel like if we had a better mindset on that, then the world would be a way better place.
Yes, most definitely.
Yep. All right, so we are going to and hey, Kimberly, how are you? Thank you so much for
Good
joining.
morning.
All right, so I wanted to get into your book. Everybody, please pick up this book today on Amazon.com. You can type in Kymora Trinity in the search
Yes.
engine, and the book will come right up. As soon as you type in her name, it'll come up. She Speaks. All right, a collection of poems, prayers, letters, and thoughts. All right, and this is a really good book. What was your inspiration on writing this book?
So this is a very weird question because I started this book before I even knew it was going to be a book.
Mm-hmm.
It was more so like a compilation of thoughts that over time I just felt the need to share, especially once I'll say about March, April came and I started realizing how short life was. I wanted my story to be heard and my story to be told, but with my own voice and my own perspective. And the power of having my voice now and being able to have my voice is a privilege, even as a Black body, as a Black artist, realizing that I have access to the opportunity and just taking the opportunity to share my story with others. And it definitely, in the process of making my manuscript and in the process of writing, it kind of allowed for me to create space for myself to heal from certain traumas and allow space for myself to really dissect and understand what it means to be living in a way in which love is at the root. So,
Okay. Well, you did a great job. I was very
thank you.
surprised when I saw you posting about it. I said, "Oh, she wrote a book," and I went on Amazon right away. I said, "I have to support." And
Yes, thank
yeah,
you.
no problem, no problem. I've been reading the book, and that's I want to tell the audience something. When you love somebody, you have a family member, a friend, someone that you care about. If they're doing something like this, they're writing a book, they wrote a song, they made an album, whatever the case is, support them. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
can talk a lot, but action is what speaks volumes. So
As little as sharing, as little as writing a review, as little as just buying the book, anything literally.
well, I'm gonna say buy the book. So you can get that cash.
Yes, yes,
Because
yes.
I'm sure you didn't write it. I mean, you wrote it just to write it, but then at a certain point, if you decide to put it on Amazon, you deserve to
Yeah,
get some financial compensation. So that's not
definitely.
gonna happen unless people go on there and press the order button. So let
Yes,
that
and
be
on
done.
November 1st, the ebook will be available as well. So anybody with a Kindle or the Kindle app will be able to purchase it and have it right there on their phones.
Okay, all right, yeah. Have you ever thought about doing like the audio too? I guess with the audio, you'd have to record yourself reading it.
Yeah, I have a few pieces that I've recorded with music. So, like a spoken word project may be in the works
Okay.
probably next spring. Definitely would love to have my favorite pieces become audio pieces.
Yeah.
So I definitely, it's something I've been interested in, but because of COVID season, it's been hard to get into like an actual studio and start working in that way.
Guess what? You don't need a
So
studio.
it's slowly in the works.
Well, I'm gonna say this.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know,
learning that too because I started working with GarageBand. I was like, oh, I don't really need it like that much at all.
yeah. If you have GarageBand, you see this microphone right here. I'm gonna send you a link to this microphone. This microphone
Hmm.
costs $18. How it sound? Sound good?
It sounds good.
Yeah, $18 on Amazon. I'm gonna send you a link. You have GarageBand.
Okay.
I'll send you a link to everything you need. You can do this right from your computer and say, if you go into the studio, it's gonna cost you some money. So I mean,
Yeah.
unless you knew someone that could like record it for you, obviously I can record it for you, but you can also do it yourself. So either way, you ain't gotta pay no money to get this done. It's so simple, and we'll talk about it off camera.
Okay, awesome. Thank
Yes.
you.
So you're welcome. So I wanted so we're gonna go to page 19 and December 13th, 2014 at 9:03 a.m. This is a part in the book, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I'm gonna show y'all. Y'all need to get the book if y'all want to see the rest. All right, get the book. All right, so I'm gonna read this and then I want you to just give me your thoughts on what inspired you to write this, okay?
Copy.
All right. So let me turn the music down. There will be moments when you feel lost. There will be days that have you feeling alone, but you cannot give up because dying is easy. It is living life that is the challenge. It is, I'm sorry, because dying is easy and it is living life that is a challenge. And you have to make that decision whether you are going to on top or come out on top no matter who walks in and out of your life. Continue to grow and be the best you can be, no matter who hurt you. Continue to strive for better. But remember, all of your life is in God's hands. So, what was your inspiration on writing this piece?
So 2014 was a very interesting year. Around that time, I had just found out my grandmother had cancer. Was in like that high school drama of like losing friends, people coming and going, but also really having to really having to confront what it feels to have a single mother and having an absentee father at the time. So Christmas is coming. It was a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings. And this one specifically, I kept in my notes section of my phone since 2014. So because iCloud allows you to restore all of these things, I came across it recently when I was in college and I was sitting here. I was like, my 14-year-old self had a lot to say. My
Yeah.
14-year-old self had a lot that speaks volumes to me being 19, 20 at the time and being like, I'm not sure where my life is going. I don't know how to develop strong, healthy relationships. I don't know where I'm supposed to be right now. But really remembering that at the end of it all, no matter what happens, there's a plan bigger than me that God is trying to like put into place right now. So that's really where it came. It was born in a season where I was young and came back to me in a season that I needed it to. So
Okay, okay. Well, it's well written, and it's good when you can write, because it's like a lot of times with, especially in the African American community, what I'm saying,
mhm.
we deal with mental health issues because we don't have anybody to talk to, you know,
Yep, no
and
form of expression.
like growing up in the church never really spoke about mental health, or like let's say going to speak to a therapist or something like that.
Mhm.
It's not something that's really preached about, or even
Right.
writing your thoughts. Everything is just pray, pray, pray.
Pray,
Yes,
pray,
yeah,
pray.
we should pray, but sometimes you got to write some stuff down.
Yep.
Sometimes you got to put it on paper, and you got to just release that, because when you hold all of this stuff in, and even though you're praying to God, And sometimes people don't hear back from God, you know what I'm saying? And even though
Right.
you're writing it down, you still might not hear back. But some people will hear back, depending on, the type of, everybody's different.
Right.
Writing is not something that I enjoy doing. As far as writing my thoughts down, I've started doing it in recent months with everything that's going on, writing down my
Yeah.
thoughts, and I feel a little better when I write down my thoughts. So, I encourage everyone, whenever you're going through stuff, if you don't have anybody to talk to, write it down. You know, not saying
Yes.
you have to
It
write a book, but
definitely
yeah.
it definitely, for me growing up, I never really knew of another outlet aside from dance, and I kind of just fell into writing because I get so consumed with my thoughts that I just want to write everything down because I thought I'd be missing something or just was so overwhelmed. And over time, it became writing as therapy for me, especially like early on in college.
Yeah.
Writing everything down literally allowed for me to make space for myself to just really find a stillness.
Yeah. All right. Well, keep it up. Keep it going. We're waiting for book number 2.
Right.
All right.
Yes.
So I want to go to page 5 now. It's called About Your Love. So I'm gonna ask you to
Yes.
read. I'm gonna ask you to read this passage, and
Okay.
then once you read it, just give us your breakdown of what inspired you to write about your love.
All right. About our love. In the mood to write about this new love, this enlightened, mellow blue love, this me and you true love, because whose love compares to you, love? I can't compare the true love to you, love, for the peace that comes with your presence is the greatest present. The glow that comes from your smile leaves me feeling seen. You've shined a light on me like no other. Your presence makes me want to be a mother. The mother of your child, a lover to your body, a student to your wisdom, and the answer to your prayers. See, this the type of love I only thought happy people could get. This the type of love I thought only healthy people could get. But in reality, this is the type of love that pulls you out of the darkness, out of the depression, and into the light. A light of love. And it's because you've witnessed abuse, you've experienced neglect, all from the unhealthiest soul. To the man I love, thank you for pushing me to be whole. To the man I loved a year ago, thank you for staying around. To the man I love now, thank you for allowing me to find the ground. Only Lord knows the depths of darkness I face, but with this love in my life, peace is all I crave. You hold on to me even when I want to let go. You allow me to loosen you, to tighten you, and keep you close. My apologies if I pulled you till you damn near broke. While you've pushed me to be a better me, I question all the things I've given you, but I never question if this love is true. Maybe we'll stand at the altar with God as our witness, or maybe we'll kiss goodbye before either of us turn 25. Either way, I pray you know I love you. Your soul is pure, and I pray no one tries to rot it. Your heart is healing, and I pray you allow someone else to get near, to get close enough to love you in ways I could not, close enough to love you the ways you want, you need and want. So my love, I say thank you for this R&B love. Thank you for each and every hug. I say thank you for our kind of love.
Very nice, very lovely, 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 and powerful. So, what
Yes.
was your thoughts on that?
So this is really rooted in like that first love that you don't know what to do with, that you kind of meet somebody who wakes up all of the things in you that you didn't know you had, but you're so young that you don't know how to navigate the relationship.
Mhm.
So it's like, you know that the love is there, you know how good the other person makes you feel, but you don't know what the future holds because you're so uncertain of how to navigate the relationship, because young love can be so powerful sometimes that while it wakes up everything in you, it makes you realize all the things you need and want more of from yourself or from others. So it's really rooted in like that first love that you really can identify as love, not like a high school relationship. Well, sometimes for some people, maybe a high school relationship, but like when you're an adult and you're really thinking about what does it mean to like build a relationship with somebody. Um, but yeah,
Wow.
that definitely, this was born last summer and is probably one of the my favorite things I've ever written. Um, just because it rolls off the tongue so well, but it hits so deep in the heart too. So regardless of when I'm reading it or how I'm reading it, it's still like feels good. It feels lovely, literally.
Yes, it is. It's a lovely piece, and everything in this book is well written. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an amazing book by a young black artist, okay, African American artist, turned author. She's just an artist all around, wonderful dance artist. Please, everyone, support my friend Kymora Trinity. You can get this on Amazon. As I said, go on Amazon.com. We will put a link in the description. I'm gonna tell you on this show first. Right now, we're gonna push this book. So on every episode of any show I do, we will have this here to support your book. All right.
Thank you so
We gotta
much.
support our young black people. Because you are the future, as they would say, and they were saying it when you were young, and you're still young, but when you were younger, when I was
Yes.
when I was younger, as my children are the future, and one day they're gonna get to your age. So I'm very happy for you, and very happy for you, and God
Thank you
bless.
so
And
much.
thank you for coming on the show today. Are you working on any other projects or anything coming up?
As of right now, nothing worth sharing just yet. I have a few things in the works for my senior thesis. This is actually kind of like a stepping stone into my thesis. So
Okay.
I'll be revealing more about that come December, January.
All right. All right, guys. Well, you heard it. We want to thank Kymora Trinity for help for being on the show today on the Morning Coffee Podcast live.
Yes.
All right, and she has great things in store, and we will keep you guys up to date with everything that she's doing, and we would love to have you back on the show again. All right.
Yes, I'd love to be back. Thank you for having me. And thank you so much for pushing my book. I really appreciate all the
No,
love and support.
no problem. No problem. You are family. You are literally my family. All right. So it's the least that I would do for you. So I got your back.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone that was in the comments. Tatiana, Christina, Kimberly, and anybody else that was watching that did not leave a comment. Thank you so much for joining us for
Yes.
this episode of the Morning Coffee Podcast. You can check out the replay on youtube.com/Black News Undisputed, facebook.com/Black News Undisputed. Also on my personal Facebook account, you can check out the replay and push this, send a message, and also buy the book. Buy the book,
Yes.
buy the book, buy the
Buy
book.
the book, leave a review, reach out to me, either one. Thank you guys so much.
Yes, leave a review. I will leave my review too. I didn't leave a review yet. I'll leave a review. I know that helps. That
Yes, the
really helps.
reviews help.
Yeah, the reviews help push it up on the Amazon list. So yeah.
Yes.
All right. So we're gonna get the people to leave a review also after they buy the book. All right.
Yes.
All right. So we'll see you guys next time on Black News Undisputed.